Kylian Mbappe has finally opened his La Liga goal-scoring account for Real Madrid, but this doesn't mean all is well for Los Blancos. Can he gel with Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo and Bellingham? Or are there some tensions and egos at play? Will Real Madrid's latest set of Galacticos fail like the previous generation before them? While Madrid is still struggling for consistency, Barcelona have been flying high. Lamine Yamal has continued his Euro 2024 form. The same goes for new signing Dani Olmo, and Raphinha has rediscovered his spark. Lewandowski has also rediscovered his scoring touch. Barcelona have found new bright stars, and the big question is, will they take advantage? This is why La Liga should fear FC Barcelona this season. The 23-24 season was one Barcelona fans will be in a hurry to forget, but will they be able to do so? That season had more drama than a Mexican soap opera. Barca legend and former coach Xavi had openly criticised how the club was run, especially their finances, before making the stunning declaration that he was going to leave at the end of the season. After a series of meetings with Barca executives, Xavi changed his mind and decided to stay. Then Barcelona president Joan Laporta, who was angry at Xavi for going to the media to criticise the club, then turned around to sack him. Laporta then promptly hired Hansi Flick, who previously led Bayern Munich to an incredible season in 1920 by winning the treble. The most unbelievable scoreline from that season, however, was when they humiliated Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final. Barcelona fans hate to be reminded of what happened. Flick left Bayern to become Germany's head coach, and he oversaw one of the most disastrous periods in Germany's history. So Flick was in need of redemption, and Barcelona has offered him the opportunity to redeem himself and emphasise his brilliance as a coach. Barcelona themselves were also looking to redeem themselves. They have become the object of mockery in recent times due to their finances and their inability to register players until a player reduces their wages or another leaves. The two of them, Barcelona and Flick, are united in purpose, and from the early days, this might be the beginning of a new period of dominance for Barcelona. How will Barcelona achieve this when they can't afford to spend much? How will they compete with Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and the overachieving Girona, who have the might of the City Group behind them? Barcelona aren't going to be able to compete with these clubs financially. They started the transfer window unable to pursue some of their key targets. Nico Williams was eager to move, and the club had reportedly reached an agreement with him. However, that fell through. Barcelona instead began to pursue Dani Olmo, who was brilliant for Spain at Euro 2024. They got Olmo, but were unable to register him at first. So they went into the league campaign without their key signing from the transfer window. However, without him, fans noticed something. Barcelona were different. But how were they different? They looked fitter, hungrier, and relentless. They passed the ball just as Barcelona traditionally do, but with more urgency. When Barcelona hired Flick, he hinted at a change in how Barcelona would play. Flick said he wants his team to play on the front foot, meaning he wanted to press and get into the opponent's half and penalty box. He didn't want them to be passive or reactive, and to achieve this, Flick changed how Barcelona trained. Barcelona now train twice a day under Flick. The first one focuses on endurance, speed circuit, physical conditioning, and strength exercises. The evening training is for tactical drills. What is Flick cooking? Pedri is enjoying this new form of training and has revealed it has allowed the team to play with full steam until even the 70th or 80th minute of the game. This new relentless Barcelona showed what they could do against Valencia in their first La Liga game of the season. It was Valencia that scored first, but Barcelona didn't give up and equalised before the first half finished and scored just as the second started. There were changes to the team's structure, with Barcelona favouring a 4-2-3-1 formation. The new formation came with some tweaks in some player positions. Raphinha operated more centrally, and Barcelona solved their midfield problem by relying on academy players Bernal and Casado. The two players are Barca's double pivot and the solution to the void Sergio Busquets left when he joined up with Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez at Inter Miami. Barcelona had once tried to sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad but failed under Xavi. Rather than challenge Arsenal for the incredibly defensive Mikel Merino, they chose to buy Dani Olmo, who is looking like a very good investment already. It isn't that the two academy boys aren't up to the task. In terms of ability, they are excellent. Caicedo is a great central midfielder, with Bernal looking like a direct replacement for Busquets and possibly the new Rodri. Bernal, standing at 6'3", plays with a maturity a 17-year-old shouldn't have. He dropped deep to pick up the ball from the keeper as he was secure in possession. Bernal can also help the team change the pace of the game by keeping the tempo slow or passing. What a talent! Unfortunately for Barca, he has now suffered an ACL injury and will be out for 12 months. Barcelona are forced to go through the cycle of losing their young talents to injury yet again. Their financial problems have made them rely on youngsters a little bit too much, and the effects aren't all great. Pedri and Gavi have been overworked and have had terrible injury records in the past few seasons. Will the same happen to Lamine Yamal? Barca fans certainly hope not. Yamal is key to how Barcelona play. With the team set up in a 4-2-3-1, Yamal is the winger that is allowed the freedom to stay wide, where it is most effective to create assists or cut inside for a goal. Already, Yamal has 4 assists in 4 matches as of the time of this recording. Yamal isn't isolated in the wings. He also has support in the form of a midfielder or a right back behind him to provide plenty of options if Yamal can't get past opponents on the wings. With the way Flick has Barcelona playing, the burden of producing magic doesn't lie on Yamal alone. There is a Dani Olmo who has already made a mark in Barcelona by helping them win their 3rd match and scoring in their 7-0 destruction of Real Valladolid and helped them maintain their form. Olmo occupies a central role for Barcelona as he plays behind the striker. He's supported by Barca's left winger, who as of now is Raphinha, who also drifts to occupy the half space, or the space between the central position and the wings. That's why Raphinha can attack the box alongside the striker. He can also be a threat in behind and take some of the opposition's attention off the striker. This system has already seen Raphinha score a hat-trick. With Raphinha drifting infield, the left-back, the electric Alejandro Balde, helps provide width. With another young superstar who looks commanding in defence, Pau Kubasi, Barcelona look to have the right balance this season. Can they challenge for La Liga? And what about Europe? They'll be desperate to compete in the Champions League once again, and with the new structure in the competition, that will be interesting to see. Under Flick, they have an identity, and each player knows their role. This isn't the same for Real Madrid, who despite having added the superstar Mbappe, have been struggling to make something happen. Although Mbappe has finally scored in La Liga, this doesn't mean that Madrid have got their acts together. And recently, Mbappe looks ineffective for both club and country. Kylian Mbappe doesn't like to play the position of the number 9 or the striker position, and this is one of the reasons why he, Messi and Neymar didn't manage to achieve the spectacular by winning the Champions League with PSG. Mbappe loves to occupy the left wing and cut inside to the central areas where he can get a shot off and score. The problem is that's the same way Vinicius Jr. wants to play. Mbappe did play several matches for PSG as a striker, but he absolutely hated the experience. He even once said in an interview he is a better player for France because they use Giroud as the traditional striker. Now that France have begun to use him centrally, Mbappe has become less effective and unable to change games. Have Madrid made a mistake? Have they repeated the same issue they had during the Galactico era of the early 2000s, when they signed David Beckham and Luis Figo, who played the same position? It remains to be seen. This current crop of Madrid stars have excellent depth and solidity in midfield. Still, it remains to be seen if all their superstars can gel with Mbappe. Barcelona, on the other hand, have found a new energy. They have the hunger, and they might just be a force to be reckoned with this season. Who do you think will conquer Spain this season? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more football stories.